Stock technicals now because the market has been breaching key support levels on the downside. Sudarshan Sukhani joins in. We have Manoj Muralidharan of Religare Securities. Ajay Bodke of Prabhudas Lilladher is also with us on the fundamentals. So we'll get to all of them in a bit. Gentlemen, morning to all of you.
So let's go across to our other experts who are here with us. Ajay Bodke of Prabhudas Lilladher and Manoj Muralidharan.
Okay, let's go across to Ajay Bodke of Prabhudas Lilladher in the meantime. Ajay, hi, morning. It's a very interesting month for the market. You know, we've had a lot of quality names that have been under pressure and are giving you perhaps good opportunities as well. We were discussing Infosys, which has fallen 10% this month, but names like Dr. Reddy's, Sun Pharma are all down 15-20% in the month of November. What would you pick up as a long-term investor?
Good morning. I think our preference continues to remain with some of the interest rate sensitive sectors. In that, I think, automobiles and in particular the car sector is what I think we are very positive on. Two reasons for it. In addition to the fact that interest rates for the next 12 to 15 months are expected to trend down in India, I think there are two large boosts we are expecting to the consumer discretionary sector. The first one is from the 1st of January 2016. The 7th Pay Commission recommendations will come into effect. I think tonight we'll get to know the exact contours. But I think the government has hinted that there will be a roughly 28,000 crores of increase in the wage bill and the pension bill for the next financial year, that is FY17. And similar increase is on the anvil also for the next FY18 onwards. So I think that will act as a big booster for all the consumer discretionary stocks in the sectors like cars, consumer durables, and sort of in two-wheelers. The second boost will come from the OROP recommendations, which will be, which basically the areas from 1st of July 2014 will be paid in 4 equal half-yearly installments, and expectation is that 8 to 10,000 crores of increased spending, the government wage bill, sort of or the total outlay on OROP the government will have to earmark, which in turn will benefit 25 lakh ex-servicemen and war widows. So I think these two are big boosters for consumer discretionary sectors, and one must need to keep a watch on stocks in these sectors.
Since it's practically collapsed, it's at a 4-month low. It does, at current levels of 1,000 rupees, is it attractive for a long-term investor?
Yes, it is. I think Infosys figures among our top picks, and we would recommend Infosys very strongly. The company, I think, had a conference call some time back with the analysts, and it reiterated its guidance for the current financial year, and it also reiterated the fact that in next financial year, as it has committed previously, it would be showing growth which is better than the market growth. So I think the strategy that is being pursued by Dr. Sikka, I think the market has given a thumbs up, and we would recommend investors who the long-term perspective to use every opportunity to buy into Infosys.
Okay, by the way, let's pull out SGX Nifty again and see what that is doing. It's almost at 7,800, and keep in mind, yesterday futures closed at same rate as spot. So what's that indicating is that the start for Nifty itself would be at somewhere around that 7,800 mark, 7,795 to be precise. That's in fact now 7,798 on the SGX Nifty. That's a big gap up that you're looking at this point in time.
Ajay, the other big loser or the biggest loser this month has been Dr. Reddy's. It's down 21% in the month of November so far. Given the US FDA issues that it has been facing, would you be cautious, or is this a good time to be buying the stock?
I would be cautious in Dr. Reddy's. I think our preference in pharmaceutical sectors lies with some of the mid-cap names like Glenmark Pharmaceuticals, which also has seen some correction from its recent peak. There, I think, we expect that the ANDA approvals which the company has received from in the current financial year, the same pace to continue also in next financial year. And we are expecting a very strong growth in earnings. The company has right-sized its balance sheet, used the proceeds from Temasek to bring down debt. So Glenmark, I think, in the medium-term perspective, would offer a very good opportunity. The other script we have been very positive, and which has nearly doubled from the the recommendation that we've done, is Jubilant Life Sciences. There again, the company has effected a spectacular turnaround in first quarter. Second quarter numbers again continue to show similar healthy growth, and we are expecting going forward also I think strong earnings growth to continue. So that stock is something which we are very positive on. We have a medium-term price target of 570 rupees in Jubilant Life Sciences. In Glenmark, we have a medium-term price target of 1,186 rupees. Among the large caps, I think I would be a slightly contrarian and look at Sun Pharmaceuticals, which also has seen a very sharp erosion from its recent peak, essentially because of concerns on the Halol plant. But if I think the Halol issues do get resolved in the short to medium term, then I think the stock is very attractively poised and can give, I think, a very good bounce back from the current depressed levels.
The government wants to regulate the marketing margins. So this seems negative for companies like GAIL and IGL. Your thoughts on this particular development and what could be the impact?
I think I won't like to comment on it because I haven't studied sort of, the IGL model.
Okay, coming back to that point you were making earlier about the 7th Pay Commission report and the positives that it could have for autos and consumer durables. From the auto space, actually, it's been a pretty good month. I mean, stocks like M&M, Tata Motors have all gone up about 5 to 10% this month. What are your top picks in that sector, apart from Maruti, of course, which is a consensus buy, and anything in the consumer durable space that you like now?
Yeah, I think in the autos, as you said, Maruti is our top pick also. We expect it to be the biggest beneficiary of the spends that will happen in the 7th Pay Commission. In addition to that, I think the continuous sort of double-digit growth that one is seeing for last now 7 to 9 months in heavy commercial and medium commercial vehicles continues to make us very positive on Tata Motors, which also figures among the top picks for us. So these two sort of would be in the large cap space top picks. In the mid cap space, I think again I'm a bit contrarian. I think there is a lot of negative that has been priced in Bharat Forge stock. I think initially we saw the slack in the fracking industry and the demand therein impacting sort of Bharat Forge. And then I think, general slackness in the industrial demand in America also sort of, was impacting Bharat Forge. But I think if you take a medium to long-term perspective, the stock is poised at a very good level. Domestic markets continue to do very well. And US, as we know that, we are on the cusp of a rate increase, essentially because the US economy is showing underlying strength. So I think if one were to take a medium-term perspective, Bharat Forge could turn out to be a very good buy. And Motherson Sumi, also in our opinion, can offer a very good opportunity if one is willing to be patient and take a medium-term